Thank you so much. This is another committee that was formed pursuant to the Kericho County Assembly standing orders to investigate on a matter in relation to Londiani accident victims. I wish to give you also a chance to introduce yourself to this committee. Then we proceed.
Okay, thank you so much, Chairman. My name is Davy Sang. I'm the hospital accountant, Kericho County Referral Hospital.
Maybe I wish to give you maybe on that part of introduction your academic background and the duration you have served at Kericho County Referral Hospital.
Okay, I've served at Kericho County Referral Hospital for now as like almost a year. Previously, I was working at Sigawet Sub-County Hospital also as an accountant. But now it's now my 5th year as an accountant with the county government of Kericho.
So you have served for 5 years with as an accountant in hospital setup.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We are calling you to this matter in regard to Kericho County Referral Hospital treatment and medication that costed around 2.2 million 37,524. So that you appropriately guide us on the same. I wish to give to Honorable Philip Rono to take us through that part. Just beneath your file.
Thank you very much, Chair. I take and welcome Bwana Davy Sang to this special committee looking into the concerns of Londiani accident victims and all that associates the same. You've informed this committee that you've been working for the county government for the last 5 years at the position of the accountant. Can I kindly know the profession? Maybe your education background?
Okay, I'm a certified public accountant, K, CPA. So I'm CPA Sang Davis.
Thank you. You are CPA Sang Davis. And now we'll be asking you questions based on the documents that you forwarded. I know you are very much aware that there were a committee or a meeting that was held. And here are the minutes of Londiani Disaster Committee meeting held on 18 July 2023 at the Governor's Boardroom. And this meeting went ahead and we have the minutes, it went ahead and generate a payment structure. Number one, this payment structure from the investigation of this committee up to where it is now is that they did a payment structure that got the money straight from the fundraiser kitty that was fundraised on 4th of July for the purpose of Londiani accident victims. And number one, that committee did appropriate this money. The total money that was collected is the figure approximately 14.5 and something there. I can't give exactly because I can read like in those are the figures. Number one, there was Kericho County Referral Hospital treatment and medication, a total cost of 1,880,336. There was another figure of 157,188, but that one I will not ask you because the CC answered where that figure was generated from. Number two, there is this Londiani treatment and hospital medication, 1,534,190. Those are the concerns actually. We will be asking questions relating to now Kericho County Referral Hospital where you are the accountant. and we are in receipt of documents that you signed as David Sang, a hospital accountant. So using what is there in the minutes, I don't know whether you can remember, but I believe since you are the author of the same document and you forwarded to that committee through the CEC, you gave a bill on 17 July of 2023. The total bill you gave to that committee of 1,880,336. And in that bill, it contains the name Londiani Accident Victims Bill. From number 1, there was special number, and the first one appearing in the list is Daniel Mwangi Kitata, and the last one is Masi Chelangat. The Daniel Mwangi Kitata had a bill of 172,362, and the Masi Chelangat in that list had a bill of 41,900. I know you remember the same document. Now, my question is, and it is good that I've seen you are a CPA K holder, to me you are a senior scholar, and at the same time, having worked in the hospital for 5 years, you have the requisite experience that is supposed to handle this matter. Now on 4th, I want to take you to 4th of August, when we requested for documents from the hospital. Why is there a big variance in submission of all these bills? The bill of a patient, the same patient on 17 July 2023, that is Daniel Mwangi Kitata, Susan Wambui Miria, you gave a bill of 132,200. And when we go back to the real bill that you gave, not this one, the real bill that you gave on 4th of August, that is exactly 2 weeks and 2 days when the committee requested for exact bills. The bill for Susan Wambui Miria, I think the bill was here. Why was there a big variance in the bills?
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Through Chair, I think first I should say I did a document on 17 July, and the genesis of this document was prior to this, we had prepared a costing of all the consumables or the cost that we incurred during that accident, and we had come up with a figure after costing all the commodities which was used during that period. And I think on 17, I was asked or requested by the MEDSUP to do a report or to give a report on this cost, so that...
Okay, when you talk about the MEDSUP, kindly tell us the name so that we can capture in our report.
Okay, MEDSUP Dr. Samuel Langat. Okay, our MEDSUP had requested for some support through Aziri, and he was asked to give a report of the same so that maybe he can see how he can support us. So I did this document. Actually, for clarity, let me confirm that the document I prepared on 17 July 2023, actually it's not the actual bill per patient. I think I should make clarity on that.
It's not you are saying yes. A document that you did is not a clear bill, but you forwarded for the purpose of reimbursement, and you stated here, you say Londiani Accident Victims Bill. Number 1, Daniel Mwangi Kitata. amount 172,362, and the status you say the patient is still in ward. The other one you say Susan Mwambui Miriam, the total bill 132,200. The patient is at home, to mean she had been discharged. There is another one, Millicent Chepkoech, a bill of 170,875. The status here as at 17th of July, the patient was still at the ward. We have Charity Chemota Irop, a total bill of 156,050 shillings, and the status is the patient was at home. Now, my real question, the first question, and maybe I ask you based on the other one for that August 2023 that I have said, it's 2 weeks and 2 days exactly from the date you generated the other one, and it is signed by you, David Sang, hospital accountant. Now, David Mwangi Kitata, on 3rd August, yani the patient that had a bill of 172,362. After 2 weeks, the patient has a bill of 68,960. The same Mary Njerin Jenga had a bill of 78,000, and now had the bill of 78,410 as at 3rd August. But 2 weeks before, she had a bill of 120,705. And it is the same projection that you did and forward to the committee that informed the writing of a check, and we have a copy of the check that was supposed to be deposited to the hospital. To me, whatever you wrote here was exactly what had been incurred by these patients as at 17, and here is the check that was supposed to be, you are supposed to benefit from this check. This check is to the manager, Equity Bank, 1,883,036 only. Kericho County donation account, and this one was supposed now to go to you, Kericho County Referral Hospital. Now, when you tell us now, maybe you are doing projection before the patient is. When do you normally generate a bill? Is it the patient after the patient has been treated, or before he got treatment?
Okay, Mheshimiwa, I think I'll still continue explaining how I end up coming up with these figures. So if you will allow me, maybe a bit I can explain. Then when I generated this document, then on 18th July 2023, after I presented this document to the MEDSUP, and unfortunately I never found him in the office because he was in the theater, and he asked me to share a copy of it to Waziri. Then when he arrived back,
Waziri Health?
Yes.
I want you to use the names you mentioned.
Waziri Brenda B.
Yes.
Then on 18th, when he came back, our medical superintendent advised me through a note. If you have a document here which MEDSUP indicated, kindly separate the actual bill, patient bills, consumable and implants for the patients. So what I had done before, I had done all costing cumulatively, and I allocated randomly to these patients.
Thank you so much. Maybe before you proceed, we would wish that you share that document with us.
I think we have chairman.
We have it.
It had been shared before.
Oh, thank you so much. I also just wish to remind you that you are under oath to tell us the truth and nothing but the truth. And also, second reminder is when you generated this document indeed was taken to a committee meeting that informed their decisions, to pay Kericho County Referral Hospital an amount you had just allocated I'm using the exact word. You're saying just randomly, you said randomly distributed, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. In relation to that, I know majority was asking about the patients. Now, I would like to ask you some questions slowly so that we can be able to understand how you generated that bill for every patient. First of all, you said you are an accounting officer where you need to account every single cent. And you do it in an accurate way because it requires accuracy so that you can be able to shed even a single cent. Now, let me ask you, sir, is there a store for consumables? Is there a store? Are there staff who are in the store?
Yeah.
Do you do stock taking?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Do you have the stock take of goods that were in the store before and after?
What I did, I asked for the report.
No. You say yes or no. Because if you have the records for the store of goods before and after, because if there is a good in the store, if you have crumpled bandages in the store, and you knew it is 100, was the 88 removed? It says or no. So those are the things I need. Number two, did you involve any other staff when getting this information so that you can be able to come up with this document? Number two, yes. Can you write? You can write. Let me ask you first of all, is there a store at the hospital? Is there a procurement officer in the hospital?
Yes.
Are the products coded or labeled as per the store number or date of arrival and date of removal?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you normally do stock taking? Is there anyone who does stock taking, if not you?
Normally, what we normally do at the hospital, we do our stock take at the end of financial year.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, it's good because it is taken at the end of financial year. But I believe there is documentation.
Maybe, Honorable Professor, what informs the request? Assuming if you are taking at the end of financial year. Let's say I was applied now to store number 1, this size of consumables and non-consumables. What informed me maybe to request maybe additional when you are almost exhausted, or you normally wait until the end of financial year, then you make request. What informs you to make request?
Okay. In KCRH, Kericho County Referral Hospital, we have our main store where we store our non-farms and drugs. And we also have a mini store at the casualty. So what normally happens, the person who is at the casualty store normally do a requisition from the main store. There is what we call S11 or requisition form.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we able to get those documents?
Yes, possible.
Okay. Number two, you received goods from KEMSA worth 1,896,890. How much was used? Maybe you can write it so that you can say if you know or you don't know. And how much is the balance? The consumables that are in the stores, they did follow the right procedure in dispensing. Those are the questions I want you to answer. Now, here, you have requested for payment of some goods here, consumable. You want it to be replaced. Was it that you want it to be replaced or you want it to be used? Because it's either you don't have or you have used and you want it replaced. Number two, in my opinion, I can see something here. The goods from KEMSA is worth 1.8 million. What you are requesting is worth 1.8 million. Can you tell me it's now around 3.6 million? Is it that you wanted to, there's something I am not getting in that line. And if you can check again, the total that you have given us is 1.841 million. So we have 1.841 million, which is a breakdown. We have 1.880, which you did requested, and you have 1862, which is from KEMSA. Can you give us a breakdown of all those? Now, again, finally, the pricing. I will wish to see the pricing of goods in the hospital, and I would like to see that it is correlating with this one, so that we are able to ascertain that whatever you are requesting is the same standard price that is normally operated in the hospital. Thank you.
Answer those first, then maybe I'll now get the opportunity to take you through what I was asking. Can you kindly answer first what has been asked by Honorable Vincent?
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. I think, Chairman, a question was asked whether we have a storeman or store person. Yes, we do. And when it comes to stock tech, as I have explained, the procedure of how we order our consumable drugs from our main store. Normally, I think every Wednesday and Friday is when we order some goods from our mini store at the casualty, from the main store down there. There was an issue of and all the S11 or requisition forms for these things are all available and can be presented to this house. There is also an issue of KEMSA. About KEMSA, I don't have much information because this was a donation. So I normally deal with maybe supplies, which at the end of the day, it will incur costs for the hospital. So about KEMSA, I can't comment much. Then issues of dispensing. I think in regard to this issue of accident, normally what happened during accident cases, we don't normally bill any consumable because you can't actually tell the exact number of consumable you are using in a particular patient because you can't use the system. That's why if you see in the receipts that was issued to those patients, it was a zero receipt. It means it wasn't, there was not charge of any service they were given for the consumable. You say there's this document that we requested for payment. To clear this, we never requested for any payment, but we asked for the support through the MEDSU from higher office. So we never requested for payment. We didn't say, now can you pay us for these patients? Because
okay, Chairman, I think the accountant should come up very clear. You didn't request for payment,
yes,
but the check is here with us, a check of 1.8 million. I want you to be very clear, Davis, because at some point you might be have been sent here to just and sanitize the process. I want you to be very clear and be open to us. Other than telling us a lot of stories about the bills and the rest, you know, at the end of the day, you have just come from the hospital. We have a patient there who survived from the Londiani accident. She is still buying drugs. But here, you are already having a check of 1.8 million of the bills of the same patient who has a lot of, she is surviving through her pocket. So, Davis, one, you requested for payment. Just let's agree, you requested for payments through your CEC in charge of health to the medical superintendent, and then you are the one preparing this list. It's not us. This bill of 1.8 million, it has originated from your office. Is it true?
true.
So meaning, what was 1.8 million for? You wanted 1.8 million to be reimbursed from the fundraising kitty. True or no?
No, not true.
But where does the check come from?
About what happened after or after the hospital.
Davis,
Together,
we might
don't
be having
really,
more
we have no
information,
control. No.
more than that, the way you have. Please. The bill that you generated, like now, I want to take you to one Bernard Kipkoech, Koech, a bill of 164,600. But status of the patient, home. What do you mean when you write home?
Okay, when I was preparing this document, also the MEDSUP, which is Dr. Langat, also requested me to indicate whether the patient still are admitted or has been discharged or they are RIPs. So that's why I included a column for the status.
So one, yes. David, I want you to hold the document first.
Yeah, I own the document.
You own the document.
I prepared the document.
And you are a professional accountant.
Sure.
Being called a CPA is not just a simple thing. You cannot go to a class and come to be called a CPA. Being called a CPA, you are a professional. You cannot come to this committee and tell us the figures are not actual. First, admit that the figures are actual because we have the check to support your figures.
No. Because I've explained this was the costing.
Okay, so one, chairman, if you allow us also chairman, and you can give direction, I think if the witness here is not able to cooperate with us, we can release him so that we can get further in evidence going forward using the...
Maybe, Chair, you had given me the opportunity to handle Davis on these issues. And if you can give me 3 minutes, Chairman, I'll be in a position, maybe we will now decide whether we will continue with him or not. But Davis, I've asked you, and personally, I just want to take you through these documents. There is this document that it was used to request for money. What? 1,880,336. And I have read the bill of various patients as at 17 July 2023. And here, as at 3rd of August 2023, I have given you an example that the same Davis sang when requested by this committee to hand over the bill for the patients in guard. You send a document, it bears your name, and the occupation, in fact, and the responsibility of the same Davis sang at the hospital. I was asking you now, why the variance? Daniel Mwangi Kitata, as at 17 July 2023, he had a bill of 172,362. And the same patient is at ward, was at ward as at 17. But let us not use the same patient. I want us to use a patient by the name Susan Wambui Maria. And get to know that before you, several witnesses have appeared before this committee, and they informed this committee that the same patient, Susan Wambui Maria, was just attended at the casualty and went home. And the exact bills that you sent to this committee incurred a bill of 2,000 shillings. And now, when you are giving out this projection now per patient for the purpose of requisition of money from whichever end, because you said you didn't know, it's just to do a request. And there is a note there that says, accountant, kindly separate the actual, he's saying the actual bill, consumables, and implants. And you've given us the breakdown. You are a very good person. That was now on 18th. You are told to give the difference. Now, after breaking on 3rd June, you tried your level best to break now. And the bill came to 68,960. I'm now asking you, using the patient Susan Wambui Maria, who on 17, you had projected a bill at 132,200, and she was at home. She was attended at casualty, but the total bill that you forwarded is 132,200. But when you are asked now on the actual bills, when you separate these other things, you say the bill for the same patient is 2,000. Now it means there is a whole difference of 130,000. My question is, I think I have explained clearly. My question now is, why the variance? 2 weeks after you had given a projections of 132,000, you are giving now a real projection after separating even from these other things. You are giving a real bill of 2,000. And another example, if I have to make this clear before maybe we charge you whether you want to give us information or not. Here is a patient who has been ferried from an accident place, taken to the casualty at our county referral hospital, treated and released. Is that patient too much sick, or is just, what is the purpose or what is the reason of releasing her? No, maybe before.
Yes, Chair.
And released. Yeah, now in day-to-day running of the hospital, because you are there, somebody who is treated at the casualty, I can agree with what you delivered to the committee that maybe he or she will use approximately 2,000 to menu a right. Why is it that now on 17 you had given a bill of 132,000? That's the question. And kindly, maybe before we allow other members to ask, kindly answer that one.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Chairman. I think it's good also to be honest. And what I can say, it was wrong for me to allocate all these costs. This 1880 was the total cost for consumables used. So what I did, I allocated all these costs among these patients. So actually there was no criteria that these patients stayed.
Chair.
But
Chair, let me, okay, we'll give him a chance, but
Yes.
we need also him to give us the truth,
Yeah.
the true picture, because you see what we are looking here is somebody with integrity. And again, you see, there is something that I'm reading before this committee. One, I'm reading cover up. Number two, we need to be honest and be transparent enough. You see, you want us to assume that during the emergency, goods were dumped anyhowly. Drugs were issued anyhowly. Because, one, even if there were drugs, somebody could reason at that time and say, we need this type of drug. We need this type of goods. Because you cannot just pick anything anyhowly. Because goods worth 1.8 million in a day. Remember, you were spending on 19 people, 12 are seriously injured and were taken directly to where they were supposed to go. Under my queue, I don't think 1,000 people or 500 people using gloves, 15,000 could rush at the same time, squeezing in one place. Even today, take care of one patient. Because I know my team is trying to look at a cost of one patient. Like, for example, how much gloves do you spend on somebody with soft tissue injury? So kindly give us the breakdown per patient. Not insinuating that the goods were just dumped.
Thank you so much. I wish to give the following directions as the answers on these questions that are coming up. CPA Davis Sang, were you given any instruction by whoever in the hospital to work on their desired interest? Yes or no?
no.
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 Okay. Second question. As you proceed also to answer what Honorable Majority Leader had asked, the variance in billing. I had indicated to you earlier that this, you have said, random allocation. That you have said, honestly speaking, it was not right. Was it right or not?
It was not right.
It was not right. The same principle that was not right took us direct to the cabinet or the meeting that was held, committee meeting, that the same decision that was not right informed the committee to do a check for reimbursement. What can you say on that?
I think, Chair, in regards to drawing of checks or writing of checks, for sure, I didn't write any requests or I'm not aware of any requests.
Not really that.
Yes.
I'm saying the random allocation of bills that you did informed the committee to make a decision of allocating funds through a check to Kericho County Referral Hospital. Are we reading from the same script?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? That a check is being reimbursed directly to the hospital, that at the end of the day, the genesis that instituted the proceedings to write the check was not right at its own baseline. What can you say on that?
I don't really understand what was the check being paid for, because there was a pronouncement by the governor that all the bills for the hospital will be waived. And actually, we waived all the bills.
Yes. CPA Davis, kindly, if we will go in cycles, we will not achieve our objective. And also, before this committee decides or opts that they would not want to proceed with the cross-examination, the check that came in as a result of this document on the projection. The right amount drawn on the check is as a result. In fact, you only have minimum engagement with us on an account of billing that informed the committee to do a reimbursement, right? I think.
Chairman,
Thank
maybe
you.
to support or to add flesh on what you are saying. Davis, can you be very sincere? Can you refer to the documents that I ask you to refer? Then it will be you now to tell us whether you are the same author of these documents or you are a different author. Number one, is this document you generated on 17? And somebody, I'm not sure who signed the note that kindly separate the actual bills, consumables on and implants. And he signed there on 18th of 7, 2021. After noting now, you generated on 17. I think you are seeing a note there. It was noted on 18th, 7, 2023. What time did you receive the note? Or what time did you receive the same document?
On 18th.
On 18th.
I think it was around noon.
Eh?
It was around noon on 18th.
Around noon on 18.
Yes.
Now, when you go to the minutes that informed the use of your projections, to mean you are given this one and the same meeting now that approves what you had requested or what you had projected, the meeting was held on 18th. And there are the minutes, and the CC in charge of health services was present on the same meeting. And they agreed to appropriate money as per your request or as per your projection. Now, to mean, immediately you wrote this Londiani accident victims bill on 17 July. A note was given back to you. Was this by Metsu?
Yes.
On 18th of July. 2023. And on the same 18th of July 2023, they had now a meeting at the governor's boardroom to agree on dispersing the money based on the projection that you did. Now our question is, on 17 July now, you had projected a bill of a patient, a bill per patient. For example, this one was Susan Wambui Maria. That's what I was attended at the casualty. And you remember the accident happened on that jet, June. To me, you had sufficient time to go through, understand this patient was attended at the casualty and released. Now, after knowing, on that year, June, is when the accident happened. On 17 July, you are generating a bill. And you know this person was attended at the casualty and released. You went ahead and gave out a projection that patient consumed to be a total of 132,200. After this issue went around the social media, is when we wrote to the hospital that provide the exact bills of this patient, the exact bill per patient. You gave us a bill of 2,000 for the same patient that you had given 132,000 in your projection. That informs the disbursement of that money to you. It's only that the check was not deposited. It's the original check we have for 27 July. What informed you now as a professional, as a CPA holder, a certified public accountant, to contradict yourself, say that in 17 you are giving a bill of 132,000 and on 3rd of August you are giving a bill of 2,000. Kindly be sincere. Otherwise, Chairman, I'll say that if Davis will still take us round, maybe we still have more witnesses to appear before us. For the purpose, I think we have enough, even records, to inform us on the decision we are going to do. So we are giving you the last warning. If you continue taking us round, we still have other activities to do today. Thank you.
Can I respond? I think also after Metsu wrote to me that I break it down, I think also it's also fair to share with you the documents I prepared after that, so that we can also compare. Yes. I think I had shared everything.
Agenda terms, kindly circulate.
Your process appeared. The two processes,
Yes.
and the chief officer had appeared before us. And you had not given them now the breakdown of the same. I don't know whether even these documents will be of any importance to us, because
I think those you have those documents, so I'm not wrong. Is there any document dated 19 July?
The problem, Davis, is
Yes.
that
Yes.
I want us, let me now be very clear to you. I remember during introduction, I introduced myself as Matthew Korir Kipuri, MCH Aikwa. Being your friend does not mean that you will interfere with the report of this committee. What you are sharing with us today, these are documents for today, not even for 19 July that you are mentioning, Davis. This is a fresh document from a computer. And I tell you one thing, we have enough evidence to give, we had enough evidence to write a report. Your presence here was just to come and confirm that under directive of MEDSO is when you generated this document. And also MEDSO will say, under the directive of the CEC is where I generated the document. But if you want us to, if you invite us to your court, we'll be available for you.
Chairman, I also have a question to ask Accountant Davis. Davis, after this all these questions, were there any collaborations, or do you receive any directive from anybody to just do this report? Did you ever, by chance, were you forced by anybody to do these tabulations to come up with this report? Because if you want to, you say you are an accountant to the department, And most of the time, there should be a concentration between procurement, concentration between the med soup, also concentration with chief officer, and also the CC in charge. Did you by chance met and discuss on the way you are going to do these documents so that you can cover up something? Because what honorable members are asking is that we need you to be a witness, you confess, and talk the reality of this matter. Because we've received so many witnesses, we've cross-examined, and the only last thing you will just mention is just to confirm for us, because of course you are not a doctor, you are just an accountant. So can you talk on your behalf? Don't talk on behalf of anybody, for you to be safe. Thank you.
Can you answer that one first? Then we see whether we are proceeding or not.
Maybe before you answer that, Davis, this is not a question. We are on live coverage. In case you will wish to confess some other information in camera, we will grant you an opportunity. Proceed.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. I think there was a question asked by Mheshimiwa B that did I receive any instruction or communication that I prepare or this document in such a manner? I want to confirm that we normally prepare reports daily. I normally submit reports to MEDSUP. So when he asked me about this report, about the cost that it was used, I did prepare in this manner. And it's only until he forwarded back to me to correct it. So I only report to MEDSUP. I have never received any instruction even from the CEO or even from the CC.
But from the instruction from the notes,
Yes.
he said what? And read for us. The notes from the...
He said, accountant, kindly separate the actual patient bills.
I'm drawn to the attention of actual. Actual.
Yes.
What does it entail?
This is the bill that the patient really accrued from this. That's what he can get from the system, and that's what I have provided to this house.
Whatever he provided, I think it is here with us. You tried, but even after giving whether actuals or non-actuals, the same figure went to 1,841,000. And when you break per patient, you see now there is no mistake that when you break per patient, it is still coming the one that you had projected on 17th July.
Yes. Yes.
See, it is coming.
Yes.
Ama nitumie Kiswahili. Nasema, hata ukibreak hii venye umebreak, venye umeambiwa na MEDSUP, ukaambiwa break ienda actuals, inalingana tena, hii pesa inalingana na ile ya 1.8 yenye ulikuwa umepeana on 17th of July, which informed the disbursement, or which informed the committee that UEC for health is part of the same committee. It informed them to reimburse back to the hospital 1,800,000. Now, my question is, what made the cumulative figure of 1.8 includes the bill of every patient? And here is a patient that, according to your projection on 17, he accrued a bill of 132,000. And when we asked the hospital to provide us now with the actuals, even after you separating, you gave us a bill of the same patient to be 2,000. Now my question is, why the variance? You see, you have not answered the question, why now the variance? Even if you have by the MEDSUP, can you break? You've breaked. The bill still come 1,841,000. And the bill, what informed the 1,841,000 is bills per patient. Now my question is, this patient that accrued a bill of 132,000, when we asked you the other day, you provided a bill of 2,000 and said this patient was treated at the casualty and released, which is very true. Why now? What informed the 132,000 that you gave on 17 July 2023? You see, that's the only question we're asking you. And if you feel you don't have answer, or you want maybe to answer outside this camera, it is allowed in this. It is allowed in this committee, and it has been the culture. Even your colleagues, some requested to be outside the camera. If you can request, we'll grant you the opportunity. Kindly, before I give to any of my colleagues, will you want to answer the same question outside camera?
I'm
No.
comfortable.
Can you answer the same question, or you will not answer?
I think for the variance, if you can see the list of those consumables, there is a column down there that says implants.
I'm saying, no, I'm talking of this patient who doesn't even require implants,
Yes.
that was treated at casualty. You gave a bill of 132,000, and immediately we asked you a few days ago, you say the patient was treated at casualty, released at a cost of 2,000.
I think the difference there, Mheshimiwa, is that bill of implants for 600. Otherwise,
I'm saying projection per patient. You see, you are not putting implants to all patients. There are these ones that you treated at casualty, released, and you are doing the bills of. Now, let us not talk of even those ones that require implants. I know those ones are still in hospital. You've not even acquired those implants. I'm talking of this patient that you had projected a bill of 132,000, and immediately we asked you the other day, you provided a bill of 2,000. Why the variance? Why the variance? No, maybe answer me that one first.
Chairman, one thing, let me tell
Davis.
you. Davis, one minute. Chairman, I want to share with Davis something that I'm still young, but I know something. I want to share with you. Have you realized that in many organizations, senior officers who normally covered by the junior officers, they normally sacrifice the junior officers so that they remain comfortable. I know you have been told that your senior people or your senior staff from the department are following this cross-examination. So you want to cover them, there is no problem. But I want to tell you, they will expose you when you are being sent home because of your casual mathematics that you did, that it ended given the check to Kericho Referral Hospital. So it is up to you. If you want to cover them, they will expose you when you are at home. That is me. They will expose you when you are at home. Watasema siku hiyo ni kazi yako.
Maybe to support the honorable member here, he has insisted. But maybe let us use it the simplest language. Davis, how did you arrive to quote this figure for Susan Wambui Miria to 132,200? That is as per 17. And as per that, when we requested the document, you gave us Susan Wambui Miria 2,200. How did you arrive to give us this figure on 17 of 132,000?
Okay, Davis, we have dwell about variations, but let me take you back. On 17th July, what you did. The total amount 1.8836336. Is it correct?
Yes, correct.
And on 19th, you did your mathematics 1.841080. Correct?
Correct.
A difference of?
Around 40,000.
A difference of?
Around 40,000.
Around 40,000. Where is 40,000?
I think that was a mathematical error.
No, 40,000 mathematical error. Don't tell us. You have to work out properly and give us the right figures. To show that you are cooking these figures, that is why this error came. Bas, Davis, Davis, please, how many staffs do you work with in your office?
In accounts office?
Yes.
General Revenue Department.
General.
I have around 15 clerks.
In your office?
No, we are only 2.
You are 2?
Yeah.
Do you normally assign your colleague to do for you?
Yes. We share some duties. Some are doing other things. Yes.
So he might have done this, not you?
No.
Okay, Davis, my last question. In your list of implants, intramedullary nails, we see 4 in figure, in number. Is it 4 in number?
Yes.
Yes. Will you tell us who was treated with these implants?
I think those implants, they have not yet been, or if it has been delivered, I think
it has not been delivered.
Yes, because of that, I think the current
and
patients,
you have the patient who can be done fixation on this.
Yes, the current patient.
How many patients?
3 patients are
3 patients,
yes.
And you ordered for 4.
There's another 1 patient who was discharged on request. That is David Mwangi Kitata, because he was waiting for those implants to come.
These are nails, intramedullary nails. I happen to know these things. So there are 4 in number, and you have 3 patients. And we was told by the CEC that patient got healed. Was it the CEC or CEO? It was a CEO. He doesn't need any more. And here comes you are procuring 4.
No, the information I have, David will
so
still
we have
come back.
different informations.
Yes.
The information you have is?
David will still come back for the implants.
Will come back.
Yes.
And the CEO said he will never come back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wish, honorable members, we are so grateful for the session. Davis, we are also very much grateful for the engagement. Thank you so much for honoring our invite. He is not ready to do so. Maybe we don't wish we don't wish to.
Okay, with your request, Chair, as you had put it, maybe I can because some of the information. Anyway, we can go off camera and then we explain this thing because.
Kindly, the members of the press, do the necessary. We are granting you the permission to go off camera for purposes of these proceedings.